Nostradamus 2025 prophecy, will Leos rise to power? What if everything you've ever been told about success, wealth, and destiny isn't entirely true? What if your fate isn't just written in the stars but is something you have the power to shape, moment by moment, with every thought, every action, and every decision you make? For centuries, people have turned to astrology, ancient prophecies, and cosmic predictions in search of answers. Nostradamus, one of the most enigmatic prophets in history, left behind cryptic messages that some believe foretell the fate of nations, economies, and even individual destinies. And now, as we step into 2025, many are wondering, did Nostradamus predict a turning point, a moment of fortune, a time of transformation for those born under the sign of Leo? Could this be the year that changes everything? It's a captivating idea, one that fuels curiosity, sparks hope, and leads many to look outward for signs of what's to come. But Buddhism offers us a different perspective, one that shifts the focus inward. Rather than waiting for the stars to align, what if the real secret to success is already within you? What if the greatest cosmic force in your life isn't the movement of planets but the choices you make every single day? The Buddha taught that true prosperity is not simply a matter of material wealth but a balance of wisdom, ethical action, and inner peace. While celestial movements may create favorable conditions, real success depends on how we cultivate mindfulness, resilience, and clarity. The universe may present opportunities, but it is your karma, your past actions, your present mindset, and your future decisions that ultimately determine the outcome. So, as we explore the idea that 2025 could be a year of great fortune for Leos, we must ask ourselves a deeper question: what is true success? And how can we use Buddhist wisdom to not just attract external wealth, but to create lasting fulfillment, clarity, and a life of purpose? Stay with me as we unravel the cosmic mysteries, break down Nostradamus' predictions, and most importantly, uncover the profound insights that Buddhism offers on destiny, prosperity, and self-mastery. And if you're ready to take control of your own fate, if you're ready to stop waiting for the universe to decide and start shaping your life with wisdom and intention, make sure to subscribe to Buddhism Light for more deep discussions on philosophy, mindfulness, and the path to enlightenment. Let's begin. The prophecy and cosmic alignment. Nostradamus' writings contain cryptic references to celestial shifts that many believe hold the key to human destiny. One particular prophecy speaks of a fiery ruler in the sky, which astrologers interpret as Jupiter moving into Aries in early 2025. This rare cosmic alignment forms a powerful trine with Leo, a sign already known for its leadership, confidence, and ability to take decisive action. While Western astrology emphasizes external influences shaping one's fate, Buddhist philosophy teaches that no celestial event can override the law of karma. What unfolds in one's life is the direct result of past actions, choices, and cultivated habits. The stars may align favorably, but true transformation depends on how one responds to these opportunities. In Buddhist thought, conditions arise and pass away based on causality, not predetermined fate. External shifts, like planetary movements, can create the right environment for growth, but they do not guarantee success. Instead, success is determined by mindfulness, wisdom, and intentional effort. Jupiter's influence may open doors, but those doors must be walked through with awareness and ethical conduct. It is not enough to simply expect fortune to arrive, one must create the conditions to receive it. A farmer does not merely wait for rain, they prepare the soil, plant the seeds, and tend to the crops. In the same way, individuals must cultivate the right mindset, skills, and ethical foundation to truly benefit from an auspicious time. This period of astrological significance might amplify Leo's natural strengths, charisma, drive, and resilience. But unguarded, these very qualities can also become sources of suffering. Confidence can turn into arrogance, ambition into greed, and leadership into dominance. The Buddha repeatedly warned against clinging to power and success, reminding his followers that all things are impermanent. What rises must also fall. Those who attach their sense of self-worth to external achievements will inevitably suffer when those achievements fade. Instead, lasting fulfillment comes from inner development, discipline, self-awareness, and a commitment to serving others. The challenge for Leos during this period is to harness their strengths without falling into the traps of ego and attachment. It is a time to act with wisdom, recognizing that true success is not just about personal gain but about creating value for others. When Jupiter's energy magnifies opportunities, the best course of action is to approach them with humility and integrity. The most powerful individuals are not those who control others but those who have mastered themselves. By focusing on right action rather than mere ambition, one transforms fleeting opportunities into a lasting success. Those who understand this principle will thrive, not just in 2025 but beyond. The Buddhist teachings emphasize that prosperity gained without wisdom leads to suffering, while wealth built on ethical foundations brings both security and peace. This astrological period offers Leos a unique chance to rise, but the real question is, rise towards what? If the pursuit is only for status, recognition, and material gain, the rewards will be short-lived. If it is directed toward greater wisdom, generosity, and purpose, the benefits will be enduring. The choice lies not in the stars, but in the actions taken every day. The Buddhist view on prosperity and success. Wealth is often measured by material gain, but from a Buddhist perspective, true prosperity encompasses far more than financial success. The Buddha emphasized that genuine wealth is multidimensional, extending beyond possessions into the realms of wisdom, relationships, and inner peace. While external events, such as astrological shifts, can create favorable conditions, they cannot guarantee lasting fulfillment. What determines a person's success is not their circumstances, but their mindset, actions, and the way they cultivate the qualities that lead to a meaningful life. Material success can be fleeting if not built on a strong ethical foundation. In Buddhist teachings, wealth acquired through dishonest means or selfish motives is like a house built on sand. It may stand for a while, but eventually, it will crumble. On the other hand, wealth gained through diligence, integrity, and generosity creates stability. The Buddhist discourse in the Dhammapada Sutta advises individuals to earn a living responsibly, manage resources wisely, associate with good people, and lead a balanced life. These principles ensure that prosperity is not only sustainable but also fulfilling. Spiritual wealth holds greater significance than material riches. A person who accumulates vast amounts of money but lacks peace of mind is no better off than someone who is poor in external wealth but rich in inner contentment. The ability to remain calm and centered in the face of life's ups and downs is the mark of true prosperity. A person who develops insight, compassion, and wisdom possesses a form of wealth that cannot be taken away. The Mangala Sutta lists qualities such as patience, humility, and mindfulness as the highest blessings, reminding us that what truly matters is how we develop ourselves rather than what we own. Social wealth is another crucial aspect of prosperity. The Buddha recognized the importance of community and harmonious relationships, teaching that no one thrives in isolation. Success is not merely an individual pursuit but a shared experience, shaped by the quality of relationships with family, friends, and mentors. A person surrounded by supportive, kind-hearted individuals is far wealthier than someone who accumulates money but remains lonely and disconnected. The Sigaloveda Sutta, often called the householder's code of conduct, outlines the responsibilities one has towards others, emphasizing respect, gratitude, and mutual care as the foundation of lasting happiness. Mental wealth is perhaps the most underrated yet most valuable form of prosperity. The ability to remain unshaken by external circumstances is a power greater than financial security. The mind, when trained through meditation and right understanding, becomes an inexhaustible source of stability and joy. Those who cultivate mindfulness and equanimity experience a sense of inner freedom that no amount of money can provide. The Buddhist teachings encourage self-mastery, urging individuals to break free from attachment, greed, and fear, which are the true causes of suffering. The story of Anathapindika illustrates these principles perfectly. He was one of the Buddha's greatest benefactors, a man of immense wealth who understood that generosity was the highest form of prosperity. Despite fluctuations in his financial status, he remained joyful and compassionate, never allowing material loss to diminish his sense of purpose. His legacy was not in what he accumulated, but in the kindness he spread. This serves as a reminder that wealth is ultimately a tool that can be used for selfish ends or as a means to uplift others. External conditions, including astrological alignments, may bring favorable circumstances, but lasting success depends on how one responds to them. A person who lacks wisdom and discipline will squander even the greatest opportunities, while someone who possesses patience, ethical integrity, and a deep sense of purpose will thrive regardless of outer conditions. True prosperity is built from within. When material, spiritual, social, and mental wealth are cultivated together, life becomes not just successful, but deeply fulfilling. The Leo spirit and the Buddhist path. Leos naturally possess confidence, charisma, and a strong sense of purpose, making them natural-born leaders. Their energy is magnetic, drawing people toward them, but this same energy can become a source of suffering if not directed wisely. The Buddha warned that attachment to power, recognition, and material success leads to inevitable dissatisfaction. When ambition is driven by ego rather than wisdom, it creates an insatiable hunger that can never be fully satisfied. A person who constantly chases validation from others, or ties their self-worth to achievements, is bound to experience frustration when circumstances change. The concept of impermanence, or anicca, reminds us that everything is in a state of flux. Fame, wealth, and influence are temporary. Clinging to them only leads to suffering. Instead, true power comes from self-mastery, being in control of one's emotions, desires, and reactions rather than being controlled by them. When a person learns to lead without attachment, they gain a deeper form of influence that is not dependent on external validation. A wise leader does not seek control over others but rather guides with compassion, integrity, and a sense of responsibility. King Ashoka serves as a powerful historical example. Initially a ruthless ruler, he sought conquest and domination, believing that expanding his empire would bring fulfillment. However, after witnessing the immense suffering caused by his wars, he underwent a profound transformation. Turning to the teachings of the Buddha, he embraced nonviolence, compassion, and the well-being of his people. His legacy was no longer built on military victories but on his ability to uplift and serve others. This shift in mindset illustrates a crucial lesson: power is most effective when used for the benefit of all, rather than for personal gain. For Leos, the challenge is to harness their natural drive without becoming enslaved by it. Leadership is not about dominance but about setting an example through wisdom and ethical action. True success is not measured by how much is accumulated but by the impact made on others. The Buddha taught that real wealth lies in generosity, moral integrity, and inner peace. The person who has mastered themselves, who remains unshaken by praise or criticism, is the one who experiences the deepest fulfillment. When ambition is aligned with wisdom, it leads not only to external success but also to spiritual growth and lasting contentment. 3 Buddhist steps to maximize 2025's opportunities. Change is inevitable, and those who resist it only create suffering for themselves. The Buddha taught that everything in life is impermanent, from wealth to relationships to physical health. Clinging to what is temporary leads to anxiety and disappointment, while embracing change with mindfulness allows for adaptability and growth. Every moment is in flux, and trying to hold on to what is transient is like trying to grasp water with clenched fists. It slips away regardless of how tightly one holds on. Those who understand this truth are not shaken when life takes unexpected turns. They learn to move with change rather than against it, just as a river flows around obstacles rather than fighting them. When external circumstances shift, those who are mentally flexible will find ways to thrive, while those attached to their old ways will struggle. The difference between those who succeed and those who suffer is not external conditions, but mindset. The ability to accept reality as it is, rather than as one wishes it to be, determines whether change is met with resistance or with grace. Those who insist on things remaining the same become rigid, unable to adapt when life presents them with new circumstances. On the other hand, those who cultivate adaptability remain open to new possibilities and are able to recognize opportunities that others overlook. Opportunities in 2025 may arise unexpectedly, and the ability to recognize and act on them will determine success. Some may see change as a threat, while others will see it as a doorway to growth. When faced with a challenge, there are always 2 options: resist and suffer, or adapt and evolve. Those who embrace change with curiosity and wisdom will find new paths opening before them. Instead of fearing change, it should be welcomed as part of life's natural flow. By developing a mindset that sees uncertainty as potential rather than as something to be feared, one becomes capable of navigating any situation with ease and confidence. Resilience is essential when navigating uncertainty. Many people expect success to come easily, but setbacks and challenges are an unavoidable part of any journey. The Buddha faced hardships before reaching enlightenment, demonstrating that perseverance is necessary for true growth. He spent years seeking truth, encountering failure, doubt, and suffering before ultimately attaining awakening. His journey is a reminder that no path worth walking is without difficulty. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail is the ability to keep going when things get difficult. Leos are naturally strong-willed, but real strength is not about force, it is about patience, endurance, and learning from obstacles. True resilience is not simply pushing forward blindly, but knowing when to step back, reflect, and adjust course. A tree that bends in the wind survives the storm, while a rigid tree snaps under pressure. The same principle applies to life. Those who are too stubborn to adapt will eventually break under the weight of their own resistance, while those who remain flexible will continue to grow. Rather than resisting difficulties, wise individuals use them as stepping stones toward greater wisdom. Every challenge contains a lesson, and every setback is an opportunity to develop patience, humility, and strength. Some of the most successful people in history faced repeated failures before they achieved their greatest triumphs. What sets them apart is not an absence of struggle, but their ability to rise each time they fall. When facing adversity, maintaining inner balance is key. Instead of reacting impulsively, stepping back, and observing the situation with clarity leads to better decisions. Those who panic in difficult situations often make choices that worsen their problems, while those who remain calm are able to navigate challenges with wisdom and insight. Wealth without purpose is empty. Many people chase money and power without understanding why, only to find themselves unfulfilled once they attain it. The Buddha emphasized generosity and ethical living as the highest forms of wealth. A person may have all the riches in the world, but if they are consumed by greed, fear, or loneliness, they will never be truly prosperous. Material success alone does not bring lasting happiness, it is how that success is used that determines whether it leads to fulfillment or suffering. The Buddha taught that there are two types of wealth, external and internal. External wealth includes money, property, and status, while internal wealth consists of virtues like kindness, wisdom, and inner peace. While external wealth can be lost in an instant, internal wealth can never be taken away. The truly wealthy are those who cultivate qualities that cannot be destroyed by external circumstances. A person who has developed patience, generosity, and wisdom remains rich even in times of hardship, while a person who relies solely on material possessions for happiness is always at risk of losing everything. Material success should not be hoarded but used to create positive change. The more one gives, the more one receives, not just in terms of material rewards, but in terms of meaning and fulfillment. True prosperity is measured not by how much is accumulated but by how much is given. Those who use their resources to help others experience deeper satisfaction than those who cling to their fortunes in fear of loss. The greatest leaders in history were not those who amassed wealth for themselves, but those who used their influence to uplift others. Aligning success with a higher purpose transforms ambition into something meaningful. Instead of striving solely for personal gain, finding ways to uplift others brings a sense of fulfillment that money alone cannot provide. A person who chases wealth only for their own benefit may find temporary satisfaction, but a person who uses their success to benefit the world will find lasting joy. True success is not just about what one gains, but about the impact one leaves behind. Buddhist reflections on destiny and free will. Destiny is not something fixed but shaped by the choices made in each moment. The Buddha taught that while external conditions may create opportunities, it is individual effort and awareness that determine the outcome. Some people wait for luck, hoping that circumstances will align in their favor, while others take control by cultivating the right habits, discipline, and mindset. Success is not a matter of chance, it is the result of consistent actions over time. Every thought, every decision, and every effort put in today shapes the future. Those who rely on fate alone often find themselves disappointed, while those who take responsibility for their actions create the life they desire. External influences, including astrology, may provide insight into the energies present in a given period, but they do not dictate a person's fate. The Buddha compared life to a field. While conditions like soil quality, weather, and seasons may affect the crops, the farmer's effort in planting, watering, and tending ultimately determines the harvest. Some may be born into favorable conditions, while others face adversity from the start, but what matters is how each person responds to their circumstances. Waiting for destiny to unfold without taking action is like expecting a tree to grow without planting a seed. Free will is one of the most powerful tools a person has. No matter what conditions arise, there is always a choice in how to respond. A person who understands this truth does not feel powerless in the face of challenges but instead sees them as opportunities for growth. Hardships test resilience, failures teach valuable lessons, and setbacks often redirect a person toward a better path. Every challenge presents a chance to develop strength, patience, and wisdom. Those who recognize this do not fear obstacles, they embrace them as stepping stones to something greater. While some believe that success is purely the result of external luck, those who have achieved great things understand that it is a combination of preparation, effort, and the ability to seize opportunities at the right moment. The key is to be ready when doors open. If a person is unprepared when an opportunity arises, it will pass them by. The Buddha emphasized that self-discipline and continuous learning are essential to creating the right conditions for success. Those who wait for the perfect moment without taking action will find that opportunities slip away, while those who constantly improve themselves will be able to recognize and take advantage of chances when they come. Attachment to a predetermined fate can lead to inaction, while a belief in free will empowers people to take charge of their own lives. The most successful individuals do not wait for circumstances to change, they change themselves to meet the demands of their goals. Just as a river carves through mountains over time, persistence and effort shape a person's destiny. The universe may present moments of luck, but without preparation, they are meaningless. When people invest in their own growth, they ensure that when fortune arrives, they are ready to make the most of it. The idea that fate controls everything can be a convenient excuse to avoid responsibility. Some people blame circumstances, astrology, or external forces for their failures rather than looking inward and adjusting their approach. The Buddha taught that true freedom comes from taking responsibility for one's actions and reactions. Instead of waiting for life to happen, a wise person actively shapes their path through skillful choices, perseverance, and understanding. The difference between those who succeed and those who do not is often a matter of mindset. Those who believe they have control over their lives take action, while those who feel powerless remain stuck in the same patterns. Patience is another essential aspect of shaping one's destiny. Results do not come instantly, they require persistence. A farmer does not see the fruits of his labor the day after planting seeds. He must water, nurture, and protect his crops before they yield a harvest. In the same way, those who work toward long-term goals must be willing to endure periods of uncertainty and delay. People who quit too soon often do so just before they would have achieved success. The most accomplished individuals understand that consistency over time is what leads to breakthroughs. By taking full responsibility for thoughts, actions, and habits, people can free themselves from the illusion that their fate is set in stone. The future is not determined by the stars, but by the choices made every day. The universe may open doors, but it is up to each person to walk through them. The true meaning of prosperity in 2025. The future isn't something that simply happens to you, it is something you create. Nostradamus may have left behind messages that hint at great fortune, but as we've explored today, no prediction, no planetary alignment, no external force can replace the power of your own thoughts, actions, and choices. Buddhism teaches that prosperity is not just about wealth, it is about wisdom, purpose, and the ability to live with clarity and peace. The richest person is not the one who has the most possessions, but the one who has cultivated an unshakable mind, a heart full of compassion, and a life aligned with true meaning. Leo, if this is meant to be your year, make it more than just a time of external gain. Use this time to deepen your wisdom, to act with integrity, to give, to grow, to create something that extends beyond yourself. The universe may open doors, but only you can walk through them. Success is not just about what you attract, it's about what you become. You have the strength, the vision, and the energy to rise beyond material success and step into something much greater. The real prophecy is not written in the stars, it is written by your own hands, every day, in the way you live your life. So now, the question is no longer what does fate have in store for me, the question is, what will you do with the opportunities ahead? If today's discussion has given you insight, inspiration, or a new way to think about success, make sure to subscribe to Buddhism Light. Join our community as we continue to explore the intersection of Buddhist wisdom, self-mastery, and the pursuit of a life filled with meaning. Let's keep walking this path together. The journey doesn't end here, it's just beginning.